Any questions? You may ask the question in Cantonese. We can discuss in Cantonese as well. Yep, please go ahead. Introduce yourself as well.
My name is Alvin, and I want to ask, is there any requirements for the exchange studies or even the internship placements? And also, I have a second question because I know the big data is very popular in HKU, and many department is about big data, and I want to know, is there any course of surveying is about big data? This is my second question.
Thanks very much. So you have very good understanding of our program and also the prospects of the industry. So for the first question, I think for the exchange program, we have to go through a selection process. It's mainly assessed based on your GPA by the year before year 3. And then, but for the internship that you've also mentioned, there is actually no specific academic performance requirements. But of course, you'll have to conduct an interview. You have to approach our industrial partners, the firms, and then to have an interview and see whether they will select you or not. So for the second question, yes, recently, our program has been revamped, and there will be a digitalization course offered in year 2 of our program, in which it's not just about big data in individual phase. If you still remember about the land development cycle, digitalization, big data is actually needed in different phases in the land development cycle, like prop tech, like building information modeling, all different sorts of VR, AR, etc. So in the future, we will have this. Actually, we already have this when you join us. Okay, I hope I've answered your question. Any other? Thank you.
Any other question? In fact, for exchange, besides your GPA, you also need to have certain level of English competency, as you need to attend an English public exam and have the grade submitted to Hong Kong U exchange program. So to make sure that when you go outside, especially to English-speaking countries, you will be able to communicate and learn over there. Yep. 好，可以問問題，各位同學。
Sorry, good afternoon. May I have the data of how many graduates are graduate to be in different divisions of surveying? Because as I know in the website or in some in the website, yes, GP is the most popular in the graduates of HKU, right? And so may I have that? But will HKU course focus in which division of surveying? Yes.
Thank you very much. So in fact, it changes every year. And even though our graduates, they may join a certain discipline after the first year of their graduation, they may also change after several years. But throughout the years, my observation is that actually we have, it's not just about GP, QS, and these years BS are having more and more attention from our graduates. So I will not say that GP is the only thing that our graduates would go for after the 4 years of study. And considering the focus of our program, I think one of the major difference between our program and other surveying program around the world is we actually cover all of the 5 disciplines. So we do not really specifically cover any of them, but we cover all of them so as to allow the largest level of flexibility for our students. Like when they graduate, they will have the freedom to choose whichever way that they would like to go for. Like I've seen cases where like after 2 to 3 years, the student actually decided because of the different opportunities that they may have, they can choose to join another discipline. So I think this is one of the benefits of our program design. Any other thing you'd like to share?
I think, as Isabel mentioned, really depends. And I think as a quite, I think personal interest is the most important thing that make you that help you make the decision, because some people may be interested in GP and some people may be interested in QS. In fact, our department is accredited by 5 divisions: BS, GP, QS, PFM, and planning development. There are a variety of choice that you can make. So just go for it and try. Even for me, I have tried 3 divisions during my internship. I mean, each year I take the opportunity to do the internship and try GP, QS, and then finally BS. So it depends on your interest and choice, and our program definitely provide you a lot of choices.
Well, I think in my year it's quite evenly distributed among GP, QS, and BS. And I think indeed QS and BS in my year is actually slightly more than GP. So it really depends on the kind of person you are and the kind of classmates that you have in that year. So it's really not particularly, the program is not particularly designed into a specific stream. And it's actually good for us, even in GP, when we assess the land value, we actually want to have some knowledge regarding QS and construction costs, and that's how we arrive at the land value. So the course actually gives you a very good overview of all the streams, and it's actually a good knowledge that you need to have in order to be a professional.
I think also depends on the availability of different posts in the market. So now we see that the government is pursuing and promoting development of, say, in the new territories. And so they do need to do a lot of homework on the land value. And that's why GP is most needed at this moment. Yeah, so it also depends on what the market needs. Yeah.
And I do recommend you guys to try more internship when you are in the university, because that's the way you would know which stream you are you are most interested in. Yeah.
We saw some questions posted in the internet. So one is, I'm interested in the professional assessments. When asked if you can tell me more about it. Any weighting in the SE subject? Oh, if you're asking about weighting in the SE subject, I think you are asking about whether any subjects will give you a stronger chance to be admitted. The answer is no. We do not have any specific preference for any like arts, humanities, or science subjects, or mathematics as well. And for the professional assessment, maybe the newly?
Because I'm in the GP stream, so I will only know about the GP AP6 exam. So for the GP APC, I think it's relatively not that hard, because you just have to do a project of a previous land sale or different lease involving lease modification, land exchange program that you have done before, and then you can do a hypothetical development, how many units would you build, and how many floors, how many blocks, and with it involves something about the planning control, because in the OSAP, the outline zoning plan, what kind of buildings could you build? And it also involves evaluation at last. So for the whole projects, you have a presentation to the assessment board, and if you pass the exam, you would be chartered GP surveyor.
If you talk about the APC of BS, the building surveying, that means the assessment to enter this qualification. The format in recent years, I could say, is to have presentation based on the question. And the question is probably do a redevelopment or a alteration of the building within the preparation time usually is 3 days. And then after that, we'll be questioned about whatever thing in the proposal, just like the real practice that we may be questioned by the client from any aspect. So if passing this APC, there will be another final interview for BS, but also for QS, there will be another round of examination or assessment in the interview form.
Thank you very much. And I guess for some other APC in other disciplines, I think Charlotte has also covered some of them in her presentation. I heard, from some of our alumnus that the passing rate of our graduates is actually quite high in Hong Kong IS. Is that true? We have Hong Kong IS Council member here. Would you like to share with us?
Well, I'm assessor in the RICS APC. I also sit in the HKS council, the GPT council, but we actually don't really do statistics regarding which the candidates, which university they're graduating from. But usually my personal observation is Hong Kong U graduates usually have a better language skills, and they would actually give you a quite good of an advantage during the APC interview. And indeed, we don't intend to fail candidates. We actually want to pass more candidates because we want more talents to be in the industries. As long as we want to pass them, as long as they are professionally competent. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So it's not as hard as you think. And especially with the studio training throughout the 4 years, your language skills, your organizational skills, or your leadership skills will be developed gradually, which will definitely help in your exams and also in your career development. So do we have any other questions?
Yeah, there's a question on in which particular academic year will you be choosing your specific surveying division or stream? The answer is no. There's no such choice that is required from our students, because we are offering an integrated program which can allow you to become a surveyor of all these 5 streams upon graduation. So there is no such thing to choose any specific division during the 4 year. Yeah, and as what Charlotte has experienced and has mentioned, she has tried different divisions in her internship, and she is now the members for at least 2 divisions, right? Yeah, so it's really up to you, your talents, your choices, your fate, and your career planning. Yeah, there's a question on, can I become an urban planner after studying surveying, and whether the career prospect for being a planner is broad. What do you think? Well, for your information, our faculty offer another program, which is the Bachelor of Arts in Urban Studies, which is also accredited by the Hong Kong Institute of Surveyors, but only on specific streams, not all the divisions. So it's quite interesting that other programs are also hoping to be accredited by HKIS, the Hong Kong Institute of Surveyors, which represent this qualification has good value, has good career prospects. Yeah, so I would find a bit strange to see it in the other way around, because in fact, urban planner or surveyor is a professional term, but what really matters is what you do. So if you study our program, definitely you will have a chance to get into projects, get in touch with projects concerning urban design and planning. Yeah, so I hope I answers your question. But of course, obviously, the job opportunities and the career path is extremely broad if you manage to graduate from our program. Yeah.
Thank you. So I think in the interest of time, we can take 2 more questions. Kasim, would you like to choose?
This is a good question. What kind of people do you think is most suitable for GP and QS? Is always discussed, and there's sort of expanded question is, is female more suitable for QS and male more suitable for BS? What do you think, alumni?
Well, I think anyone is suitable in GP, because even in GP we are very broad. We have professionals in valuations, we have professionals in investment agents. These 2 nature of job is already requiring very different skill sets and very different type of personality. So I don't think there's a particular kind of person that would be particularly suitable for GP. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think more or less the same. Because I tried QS internship when I was in university, and I think it involved a lot of calculation. So you have to be like calculating the money, the cost, the construction cost for different materials. So I think that's because my math isn't that good. So I also went for the GP internship in Zhongsling Lhasa, and I personally I think that maybe that suits me more because it's more about words, like you are going to study the lease, so and also the numbers. So I think that's the main difference in between.
But I think one particular thing is for GP, you need to know how to communicate, but probably for BS and QS as well. Communication skills is really important as you advances in your career, as you go into the next stage. You know how to communicate, how to deliver what you're thinking. That is a rather important skills. Yeah.
I want to answer two questions with a very short time. Question is whether we need to choose your internship after year 3. In fact, you can have the internship whenever you like, even before you enter Hong Kong. If you are quite sure that you want to be a surveyor, go for it. But it is true that after having some understanding of the program, you might be able to secure an internship in the different fields of surveying easier. So this is why Charlotte has experienced 3 internships in her summer holidays, because she tried different things whenever there's a longer break. Yeah. Another question is about the grade, which is a very important answer. Yep. If you secure 5 star in DSE exam, you will get 8.5. And so in our last year, I think the medium of our program under this Hong Kong U calculation system is 27, is medium. The upper quartile is definitely 31, which represent the students who have the highest score. The medium is around 28, 27. Yeah. And you can find this data in the internet on Hong Kong U website. Very easy. Just type admission score Hong Kong U 2022. Yep. Okay.
Right. So at the end, I still remember one of the questions that I've read online, because when you apply for to join this admissions talk, you were asked about whether you have any topics that you would like to know more. I remember there is a parent who asked what would be the career prospects of our graduates like after 10 years of graduations. So I think the presence of Alvin here today actually answered the question. Yeah. So would you like to have a very quick reflection?
I'm thinking about my classmates, where they are now. Well, many of them are now in the government. Most of them are also estate surveyors. For I think some of them older than me 1 or 2 years, they're already like senior estate surveyors in the government. In the private sector, it varies depending how aggressive you want your career to be, and it depends the specialty you are in. Usually, I would say they're all in associate director or director grades. In valuation or agency sides. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. So yeah, I think we are happy with our discussions. Once again, I would like to thank the 3 alumni who have kindly joined us today. Thanks a lot. So if you have any further questions, please feel free to stay behind, or you can actually visit our webpage and book for a consultation section with us. Okay, we're happy to talk to you. Thank you very much. Hope that we can see you in the coming September. Good luck.